better he certainly akarmanaha than no work, sariraha bodily, yatraha maintenance, api even, cha also, te your, na never, prasidyed affected, akarmana without work. Translation purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Prasidyed is affected. Yeah. Perform your prescribed duties, for doing so is better than not working. One cannot even maintain one's physical body without work. Translation again. Perform your prescribed duty, for doing so is better than not working. One cannot even maintain one's physical body without work. But there are many pseudo meditators who misrepresent themselves as being great professional men of high parentage and who falsely pose that they have sacrificed everything for the sake of advancement in spiritual life. Lord Krishna did not want Arjuna to become a pretender. Rather, the Lord desired that Arjuna perform his prescribed duties as set forth for Kshatriyas. Arjuna was a householder and a military general, and therefore it was better for him to remain as such and perform his religious duties as prescribed for the householder Kshatriya. Such activities gradually cleanse the heart of a mundane man and free him from material contamination. So called renunciation for the purpose of maintenance is never approved by the Lord nor by any religious scripture. After all, one has to maintain one's body and soul together by some work. Work should not be given up capriciously without purification of materialistic propensities. Anyone who is in the material world is certainly possessed of the impure propensity for lording it over material nature, or in other words, for sense gratification. Such polluted propensities have to be cleared. Without doing so, through prescribed duties, one should never attempt to become a so called transcendentalist, renouncing work and living at the cost of others. Om Agnanatiminandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chaksurmetan Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manabhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swamrupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sigra Sijita Padakamalam Sigurum Vaishnavansya Shri Rupam Sagarjata Sahagana Raghunatamitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Paryana Saitam Sri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sagana Lalita Shri Vishaka Vitamsya He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanto Radha Kanto Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhano Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Mancha Kalpataru Bhasya Pasindu Bhayavacha Patitanam Pavane Bhayo Vaishnave Bhayo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Krishna Prasthaya. Once again, Niyatam kuru karma tvam karma jyaya hi akarmanaha sarira yatrapi chate na prasidyet akarmanaha. Perform your prescribed duties, for doing so is better than not working. One cannot even maintain one's physical body without work. Yeah. So here, Lord Krishna is instructing Arjuna. At the start of the chapter, we see Arjuna, though after hearing the second chapter, the instructions from the Lord on different concepts of this yoga ladder of Sakam Karma, Karma Yoga, no, Niskam Karma Yoga, right, on the 47th verse. Karma vadikari ste ma phala shukadachena ma karma phala etubu ma sarvastu karma jnana yoga, and ultimately, reaching the stage of samadhi, uh, fixed completely in Krishna consciousness. Arjuna begins the second chapter with asking Krishna two questions. That I'm still confused. That at one side you are telling me to renounce my duties. Somebody can mute. On one side, you are telling me to renounce my duties. On the other side, you are, 1 minute. Um, on one side, you are telling me to renounce my duties. On the other side, you are telling me to work, right? Or fight this war. This seems to me very contradicting to me. What do you want me to do? No. Should I renounce and go to the forest, or the fight, or do the activities? Right. So Lord Krishna explains, renouncing the duty, right, is ultimate, renouncing the duty, like, and the previous verse we see about a householder and a mithyachari sannyasi, and Lord Krishna prefers a householder, right, than a mithyachari sannyasi. And in this verse, Lord, basically, in the previous verses, he establishes that one who renounces without proper purification, right, one who renounces his duties without proper purification is Markat Vairagi, is a pretender. He is a pretender, right? And in that same, now he's giving a positive spin in this particular verse, where he's explaining that, instead of renouncing your duty and becoming a pretender, you're not a pretender. You perform your prescribed duties and fight this war. Why to fight this war? Because you are a Kshatriya, you are a householder. So, based on Varnashram, right, we have these four Varnas: Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra, right? And four ashramas: Brahmachari, Grahastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyasi. So you carry out your duties as a Kshatriya. You carry out your duties as a householder and fight this war. And fight this war. Perform your prescribed duty. Fighting the war for you is your prescribed duty. Right? Because he's a Kshatriya. So fighting a war is a must for him. Right? So it is his prescribed duty. And that is better than not working. Right? That is better than not working. And he further mentions that, not working means You cannot even be, you won't be even be able to maintain your body without not working. And then Srila Prabhupada in his purport nicely mentions about this two classes of men, the pseudo meditators or a professional man of high parentage. The pseudo meditators, what do they do? They renounce the activity, but they are still sufficiently not purified, and they are living at the mercy, at the cost of others. Right? They will no, they will behave like charlatan. No, changing colors like a chameleon, changing colors. No, because they are not sufficiently purified and they have renounced it. The mind is still dwelling on sense objects and they have renounced the activity, right? They not become purified. Like a monkey, Markat Vairagi means the monkey renunciation. No, the monkey whose senses are not completely purified and just pretends himself that, oh, I'm now a big yogi, I'm now a big sannyasi, like a soap bottle devotee. Uh, he's just making a show. He's just making a show of devotion or renunciation, right? Artificially renouncing. Now, there are these two processes, karma yoga and jnana yoga, different rungs of the ladder. What is yoga? Union of desires between a individual soul and a supreme soul. Right? Yoga comes from the word yuj, means union. Union of desires between the individual soul and the supreme soul is yoga. When it is performed by performance of fruitive activity is called karma yoga. When it is performed with mental philosophical speculation, it is called jnana yoga. Right. When it is performed by meditative practices of this eightfold process, it is called Ashtanga Yoga. And when it is performed by devotional service, it is called Bhakti Yoga. So we see these two here, especially in this chapter, we see differentiation made between Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga. Um, Arjuna is asking, okay, renouncing. Renouncing is done by mostly this jnana yogis, right? A bhakti yogi uses everything in the service of the Lord. Yukta Vairagya. They use everything in the service of the Lord, right? They perform devotional service, and Vairagya automatically, comes through devotional service. But they don't artificially strive for Vairagya, renunciation, right? But a jnani, after through a lot of philosophical speculation, is practicing renunciation. But to come to that platform of practicing renunciation on the Jnana Yoga platform, on that platform also one has to be sufficiently purified. They have to go to this process of sakam karma, performing fruitive activity, right? With it's mentioned nitya right here, the words niyatam kuru, prescribed duties. Uh, karma jyayo hi akarma naha, work better uh, than no work, right? Akarma naha means no work, right? So the nitya, so what does the karma yogi do? They perform work, but at the same time they can carry out the nitya, um, prayers. They carry out certain prayers, right? They carry out certain prayers, but they perform work based on their prescribed duties and based on their basically the prescribed duties is uh, quite in detail in later chapters mentioned. What are the prescribed duties for a Vaishya, Krishi Go Raksha Vanijyam, right? What are the prescribed duties of the Kshatriya, similarly mentioned? What are the prescribed duties of Brahmana? Patan, Patan, Yajan, Yajan, Dharan, Tapasya, right? A Kshatriya's prescribed duties is not do administration, protect the citizens. If needed, go on a war, right? That is a Kshatriya's prescribed duty, right? They maintain norms. They're the head of the kingdoms. They lead the kingdoms, right? The king, like a king, is a Kshatriya. Now, and in our current context, the administrator. So we will see even in our current context, the society to some way it's broken down. There'll be those who are interested in administration. There'll be those who are interested in teaching, right? As a brahmana, they're not necessarily brahmana, but that quality is there of teaching. Quality is there of those who want to do business, entrepreneurs, right? Quality is there who just want to be laborers, Sudra, right? In one sense, everybody is born a Sudra in Kali Yuga, right? But still, you will see these qualities that somebody would be interested in this, somebody would be interested in just no menial service, laborer, right? So uh, prescribed duties in that one and ashrama should continue to be performed. It should not be just given up capriciously. Capriciously means whimsically. You cannot give up prescribed duties whimsically. Oh, I'm hearing Bhagavad Gita, I'm hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. Oh, let me just take sannyas. Hari bol. Give up family life, give up everything. Just take sannyas. But I'm not sufficiently get purified. And what happens? For certain years, that enthusiasm lasts, and then it dwindles down, right? Because of lack of sufficient purification. That's why initially it is recommended that, okay, continue performing your prescribed duties, become detached to your work, right? Continue performing your prescribed duties on the Sakam Karma platform and then come to the Niskam Karma platform where you become detached to your work. You perform your duties in a detached mode, giving the results, right? Not worrying about the results, right? Not worrying about the results. Using those results of your prescribed duties to maintain yourself and at the same time giving it to the Lord, right? Giving it to the Lord. Right? What is that? Yat karosi, yad asnasi, yad josi, dadasi, yat tapasyasi, uh, uh, mada arpanam, right? Yat karosi, whatever you do it for me. Yad asnasi, whatever you eat, you offer it to me. Yad johosi, Whatever charity you give, you do it for me. Yet tapasyasi, whatever austerities you perform for me. Right. In the mood of Mother Arpanam, everything is to be offered to the Supreme Lord. That is Niskam Karma Yoga. But you still perform your duties. On the other hand, you will see Jnani, the indirect path, he will, he, through philosophical speculation, you come to that stage of giving up everything, ultimately, through his mind, come to the realization that everything is Brahman. Right? Come to the realization that everything is Brahman. But that is also after sufficient purification, he renounces things. Right? Neti, and philosophical speculation, neti, oh, not this, not this, not this. Like it's explained that, okay, a karma yogi, when he starts, in the karma yoga platform, he does not have sufficient knowledge of the Supreme Lord. He knows that there is a Lord and he does his activities for the Lord, but he does not have sufficient knowledge of the Lord. In the Jnana Yoga platform, through his mental speculation, he starts thinking about, oh, is this the Lord? Is this the Lord? Is this the Lord? Neti. Right. And ultimately comes to the conclusion that, hey, everything is Brahman. Brahma Satya. That everything is Brahman. And he comes, it could come to in the perfection of his Jnana Yoga platform, he could come to the Brahman realization stage. Right? The all-pervasive aspect of the Supreme Lord, the Brahman realization. Right? But to even come to that Jnana Yoga platform, one has to become sufficiently purified. Right? Well, the Karma Yoga platform is more like a direct method. You do your service for the Supreme Lord. Right? You do your service for the Supreme Lord, and ultimately, Nishkam Karma Yoga, you are detached from your activities, you'll come to the stage of Samadhi. You'll be fixed in Krishna consciousness. Right? Yeah. Are there any questions or discussions on this matter? No questions means everybody understood. Not to be a pretender.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you so much. Please unmute yourself. Please ask question.
Amritananda Prabhu has raised his hand. Amritananda Prabhu, go ahead.
Thank you. Prabhuji, I was having a talk with my son this morning after the Bhagavatam class.
Okay.
So I was preparing yoga to offer. Now, as a child, he has been engaged with ISKCON. So he knows the principle of yoga, etc.
Mm-hmm.
Why we do it, as a discipline and so on and so forth. So he's saying end of the day, we're trying to develop love for Krishna.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. And these are the practices which help us remove ourselves from the center and put Krishna in the center.
Yeah.
So the question is that where there is love, there's no question of sin. He says we are faulty and Krishna is perfect. So Krishna loves us unconditionally, whether we love him or we don't love him. He loves us.
Mm-hmm.
Correct? So where is the question of sin if we are eating without offering to him? So the principle that, everything belongs to him. So I was trying to explain him that love is a two-way street. Though the other person doesn't expect anything in return, but still to make it more intense or whatever it is incumbent that you. So he says that very well could be, but how does the sin factor come into the picture? Because if Krishna loves us unconditionally, then, if I'm not offering him, how is it I'm eating sin? Because I'm his beloved. So that was one question. And the second one, I don't know if somebody else has, maybe they can ask that, or if no one has, then maybe I'll ask the second question.
Nice question. That how come it's sin? No. Now, Krishna is the supreme proprietor of everything, right? He's the supreme proprietor, the supreme enjoyer, the supreme controller of everything. So now, thing which belongs to the Lord, if we don't offer it to the Lord, on one sense, Lord is Atmaram, he is self-satisfied. No, he is not hankering for our offering. Right? He is Atma. No. We hear Atmaram, means Atmaram means he is self-satisfied. Like a father, he gives the pocket money to the child, right? The father owns everything. He has given the money to the child. But from that money, the pocket money of the child, if the child buys a gift to the father, right? How is the father going to feel? He's going to feel much more happy. He'll be very pleased to his son that, he did not use the money which I gave him for pocket money for his own sense gratification. Instead, lovingly he bought a gift for me. Similarly, the food, right? There are other things also, but it's just on that particular analogy, you can think about that everything belongs to the Lord, and somehow or other He has given us something. With that food, patram pushpam phalam toyam, yome bhaktya prayachati. If the bhakta offers it with love to him, he'll be very pleased, isn't it? Because now the offering is with love, right? Love cannot be forced or with our free will. Either we can satisfy our senses, right? So the moment we satisfy our senses, sense gratification, that itself could be a sin. Because we are trying to enjoy something which does not belong to us to begin with. Right? We are trying to enjoy something which does not belong to us. So from that angle, it's a sin. Now, there are other things in it that, grains. In the scenes, on Ekadasi, we don't eat grains. Why we don't eat grains? Because scenes reside in grains. Right? So now, if that is not offered to the Lord and sanctified, we are verily eating only sin. Yagya Shishtashina Santo Muchyante Sarvakilbishai Bhujante tu Agama Papa Yapachanti Atma Karana. Right. We are verily eating only sin. Right. So the sin resides in Anna, grain. That's why on Ekadasi we said, minimally fasting from grains and beans. Right. Minimally fasting from grains and beans and increasing our Krishna consciousness. There's a lot more thing is through the scene, through the grains, consciousness is transmitted. Right. So the grains consciousness is transmitted. So if somebody prepares, right, and the consciousness is not right, and he prepares, or while preparing he's quarreling and he's fighting and he's disturbed, the person honoring that food also would get that disturbance. Right. Or he's thinking about enjoying lust, this, that, while preparation. Right. The person honoring it will have a uprising of lusty desires. So consciousness is transmitted also through grains. Right. So to come to that platform where we Krishnaize the food, right? Otherwise, they'll say, okay, why I have to become a vegetarian, right? Uh, I'm killing an animal, it's a sin. You are killing a plant, it's a sin. Though we know that most of the time we don't kill plants. The vegetables growing on the plant we plug it, but there are no vegetables which grow from the root. As soon as uh, that vegetable grows, that particular plant dies. So, no, the question is, okay, no, why no, you are also killing plants? Plant also has soul, right? So, no, we offer it to the Lord. We are not just vegetarians, we are Krishnatarians. And the Lord specifically mentions that in the Bhagavad Gita. Patram pushpam phalam toyam, yome bhaktya prachati. Right? Leaf, flower, fruit, water. No. A devotee offers me with love, then I accept it. And Lord is so merciful, right, that He accepts it and then gives back to us the remnants. He does not make us say, okay, now go hungry on a hunger strike. Oftentimes I quote this, the devotees of the Lord, if at all they suffer from overeating, not from undereating. Right? The devotee of the Lord suffer from overeating. Prasad, prasad, prasad. Right. Is that all right, Amritandu?
Yeah, I understood that sin equation. In fact, that's what I explained about the sin. Anything which takes you away from your beloved, somebody who loves you is a sin. I mean, there's traditional understanding of sin like murder or robbery or whatever, but anything which takes you away. So, and the same analogies. So, but the point that he was bringing up is when there is love, there is the question of sin. So, even if I'm a sinner, it's taking me further away. He isn't giving up on me. So he said, I can understand at my workplace if I behave or misbehave, they'll cut off the relation. So from that aspect, the
so
question was.
Yeah, very good. So he's not giving up. He's not giving up on us. Then you say, okay, no, you want to desire something separate. Okay, no, first of all, we are in this material world. He say, okay, try it out. Right, try it out. You think that you can enjoy separately from me? Try it out. So he sends us in this world, which is filled of Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi, and then the Daivika, the Bhautika, Adhyatmika miseries, and we try it out. We failed so many times, we try it out, right? Just like that, uh, elephant was after a person, and person went up on the tree and was holding the branch of the tree, you know, and the elephant is through his trunk is about to uproot the tree, and he's still holding the branch. And then below him, he sees all these snakes and uh, spiders and scorpions ready to bite him. And the branch which is holding on, there is a no, the black mouse and a white mouse which is uh, scratching the trunk of the tree at any time, so that he can fall down from the trunk and be killed. Like the day and night, at each and every moment, it's taking away time from us, the precious time. So yes, we can separately enjoy. Lord does not give up on that, give up on us. He's always there. We are just proposing. God is disposing. He is there within us as a super soul, right? Even to uh, commit so-called sin, we cannot do it by ourselves. Lord sanctions that desire because no, he does not want to impede on our free will. He does not want to impede on our free will. So Lord does not give up on us. Uh, if we develop a tendency of eating meat and all, okay. Lord gives okay. Let me be compassionate on him. Let me give him a suitable body. In this body, he's not able to do that activity properly, right? And he gives us notes. He has made this 8.4 million different living entities, and accordingly, suitable body he gives us, in which we'll be able to facilitate what so-called we think of that we'll be able to enjoy. And we try out in that, and that also we fail. But at times we are so much caught up in our illusion, right, that when we fail in that, then also we think that, oh, it's such a comfortable life, right? We are so absorbed in sense gratification, like that example is there of Indra when he was cursed to become a pig, right, by Brihaspati, and he is there. He came as a pig, and now he has his family, he has piglets, and this, that. And he completely became absorbed in that uh, enjoyment of piglet household life, piglet, and pig and his family. So much absorbed that he forgot that he is the king of heaven, and he didn't want to go back. Lord Brahma is saying, okay, the punishment is done. Time to resume your duty. No, no, no. I'm enjoying. So Lord facilitates what we think of enjoyment. Okay, you want to enjoy? Enjoy. You be prepared to bear the consequences, but enjoy. Try it out. Right? So Lord never uh, gives up on us. Right? He's always there. The super soul is witnessing all our activities. Right? And little bit we think of coming to the Lord. He ye yatham mam prabhadatam tathaiva bhajami aham. A little step which we take, he takes 10 steps towards us to bring us back. Right? Like a mother, even if the child misbehaves, She never gives up on the child. After misbehaving, little the emotion he shows again numbs. The mother immediately embraces him. Right. So that's the relationship of the Lord with the living entity. In numbers, he sees the pursuits of the living entity. He now tries to guide him from within. But now he has so much covered. Right. Is that okay, Ramitandru?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Anybody else had any question?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam.
No problem.
Uh, uh, Prabhuji, I really love the way it's going, and discussion is awesome. Learned a lot. I'm learning. I'm still like absorbing what you just said. I was in the school like with the second graders, and I offered the prasad like orange in the morning. So I took that in my purse, and uh, there was a lunchtime. During the lunchtime, there was one kid came in, and she said, "I don't have a snack to eat today." So I said, "Do you like to have orange?" And she said, "Maybe I can try, but I don't feel like to eat, but I can take it." So I gave that prasad to her.
Mm-hmm.
And she took that prasad home and she didn't eat. But next day I checked with her, "Did you eat prasad? I mean, did you eat orange?" And she said, "Yes, it was amazing. It was very sweet, uniquely very sweet."
Mm.
So I said, "Wow, that's very good." So today also she didn't have a snack, but I didn't have anything to give. But she went to get something else. But in my heart, I was thinking, um, I think it's just how I think the young kids, especially when I see them, they are so innocent. I so beautiful. They think, and they have no, um, manipulations and anything like that. Uh, I feel like I connect and I see like Krishna in them, and I feel like, okay, it's my duty. I'm out in the school and sitting with the kids, and when they talk and interact in such a way, it's such a beautiful way that I feel that, like, that I could just see that there's a beautiful positivity and vibes, and I do my chant sometimes there when they are on virtual taking their classes,
Mm-hmm.
kind of like that's, I feel like it's a Krishna's arrangement. And if I don't have time to eat, I mean, I have to eat some very fast, or maybe something that I can't offer in the temple, but I just pray wherever I am to the Lord to bless my food and make me, like connect with me this time. So that really helps. I think the food connection is something which I feel that, yeah, definitely, because that incident gave me so much pleasure. I started talking to Krishna right away in my heart. That's it's such a, so I thought to share.
Yeah, very nice. That's why it's recommended for all our householders, especially all our householders, to always make more. As for the Shastra, all householders should make enough food that and they should come out of the house or offices and say, "Oh, okay, if anybody's hungry, come. I have food." And no, they will get an opportunity to eat sanctified food. That devotional service, the dormant devotional service would start at that particular point itself. So that child eating an offered fruit to the Lord unknowingly started her devotional service. Right? Unknowingly started her devotional service. So no, that's why there's so much significance of uh, distributing prasad, giving prasad. Dadati pati ganade guhyam akyati pichit bhunjite bhunte bhunjite chaiva sadvidhi Priti Lakshanam. Now, to inviting, householders to invite others to eat honor prasad at the home. Right? Prasad is not just, okay, I offered it to Lord, it's mine now. No. It belongs to the Lord, it's a remnant for everybody. Right? And whoever comes and come tomorrow, we have to remain hungry but give out all what you have, fine. Somebody will get an opportunity to eat prasad. And Krishna will provide you the energy more and more. Yeah, very nice. Thank you for performing this nice devotional service. Yep. Any other discussion? We have still 1 minute left.
Madhupati Prabhu, once, long time back, this is regarding prescribed duty, and which, like, I really like what you said is that if you have a temple in your home,
Yeah.
and you are working to pay for the mortgage of that home, so you're doing your prescribed duty, and at the same time you are serving Krishna.
Yeah.
And I really like that point that you made. I still remember it was long time back, and it made so much sense, and just wanted to share that because that was the topic, prescribed duty. Yeah. So it really, it's easy if you have to explain that to somebody that yes, you are going there, but if you're serving, you have a temple, then that becomes your devotional service too.
Yeah. Yes, no means your house now does not remain a house just made of bricks and all. It has become a temple of the Lord.
Yeah,
And
that was a beautiful point that you made. Yeah, I just wanted to share that.
Thank you very much, Mataji, that you remembered. Okay. Shimeshwar Prabhu, I should set an example. I should not go overboard on the time front.
Yeah.
Give it back to you.
Good example. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Guruji, for a wonderful class. Wonderfully explaining the aspect of karma yoga. It's so wonderful. Thank you so much for that. And also all the dear devotees, thank you for joining. So we'll have tomorrow at the same time, 8 o'clock instead of 7, 8 o'clock, 8 to 9, we'll have a class, and 7 to 8, there'll be wonderful kirtan. So we do have so many wonderful kirtanias. So please join for kirtan as well as the class tomorrow evening. And Sunday morning, Sruda Kirti Prabhu is speaking. His grace in the morning.
Tomorrow morning also from 5 to 9.
Bhagavad. It's 9 to 10, right, Puji?
5 to 9 is japa and 9 to 10 is the class.
Also Sunday evening, don't forget, His Holiness Giriraj Maharaj is speaking. So please join as well. This is wonderful, and this is the perfection of life. In short, in one sentence, is the perfection of life. If we summarize all the Bhagavad Gita, and this is what it is all about, practical applications. Always put our consciousness for hearing and chanting and engaging in our devotional service. Thank you, dear devotees, for joining. And let's pay our obeisance to all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord. Vancha
वैष्णव की जय। श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय। Thank you, everyone.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Madhupati.
Hare Krishna.
Hare